Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're doing it. We're doing it.
We're doing
People
it.
are filing in. They're coming on in. Hello,
Doing
everyone.
the thing.
Yep. Hello, everyone. This is Charlie, founder of Momentus. Welcome to a Saturday morning cartoon show called the Wayward Podcast. I hope you have your cereal and your milk, bagged or not. We are going to have some fun today. I'm not going to talk a lot because these two you want to hear talk more than me. You listen to them on their podcast. You watch them as actors and creatives for years. Hello, Bree. Hello, Kim.
Hello.
Hey. We are already knowing that Kim's ADHD is going to watch these hearts. And if you ever see already, Tanisa, I apologize because I know one of the things they asked of me is that I follow through on a thought before I stop talking. And then a little heart is going to float up. And what's going to happen is I will say, oh, sorry. In advance, sorry.
How do I stop the enthusiasm in chat? Chat is open. Love to hear.
I see the chat.
Hello, chat. We've got a lot to do today and a lot of chaos to get through. So I just wanted to give a couple of points of order. If you want to say hello and where you're from in the chat, we'd love to see you. This will be the pre-show before we get into their podcast. So Kim and Bree, would you like me to explain a little bit, or would you like to talk about how you don't want to?
Don't ask me to do anything hard.
Yeah, well, I do know this. Somebody's from my home state. Hi, Ashley from Oregon. So we're going to start with the part that in our live broadcast does not get a part of the podcast. So we're going to start with some yes/no questions. We're going to blow through the yes/no questions. We are going to pull some of you, if you are willing, and indicate so with a raised hand, into the visual aspect of this so we can interact with you personally, possibly shame you for not asking a yes/no question. Yes/no question. It means the only answer you can give is yes or no.
And the fun of that is that you get to ask anything you want, but we can only answer yes or no. So it's a good thing.
Yes, and then you all get to take bets on how close Briana and I can come to only answering yes or no, which is zero, never. We 0%, never trust it.
0%.
And then, and then one of those questions, go ahead.
No, please.
Oh, no. And then one of those questions will ultimately be, can you explain the yes/no question again? Instructions not clear. Do not understand. That is a yes/no question. No, I can't explain it again. We will then pick one of those questions to become the topic of our podcast. So we don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about yet. That's up to you.
Yes. So to reiterate as well, if you've never used Zoom before, there's a Q&A box at the bottom there. Use that to ask your yes or no questions. If you'd like to be considered to be brought in to be harassed and interrogated about your question, raise your hand. There's a little raise hand button in the reactions section, and that will let us know that you have a working camera, that you are eligible to come on and be spoken to. So yeah, use the Q&A box and ask those questions. We're looking for yes or no questions, which will then become the fodder for the topic of discussion during the podcast. So,
and the Q&A box is not the chat box. Those are two separate things.
They are.
I saw one question in the Q&A box already. So somebody gets it.
Yep. 3,
somebody
4,
gets
5.
it.
There we go.
3. Way to go, everyone.
Yep. Fill that sucker up. Okay. Other points of order. So if you did buy a meet and greet, that will be at the end of the show after we're done recording the podcast. So just remain in this window here and we'll tell you how all that works. But we've got questions coming in. Throw your questions in, everybody. And and I'm gonna
you can do a lot of them. You can do many. You are not confined to only one yes no question.
Yeah. Ask away, baby.
Do them.
Wow. Well, if you're ready for the yes or no questions, would you like to read them, guys, or do you want me to read them to you? What's the easier technical way?
Ooh, I can see them. We'll take turns. You want to take turns like we do in real life? Okay. You go first.
Go back to school as an adult.
Sure.
No.
Okay.
Hell no.
Hold on a second. I gotta write notes because we might not be able to go. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Please hold.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I
need to, let me get a piece of paper.
I'm
gonna write down the
neurodivergent.
ones.
I have 82 different notebooks with me at all times. And there's
all
always
I
clean
have
pages.
Is a
Okay.
Post-it that I had to dig through my desk and found it. That's what we got. Okay.
Two different kinds. Two
different kinds of people in this goddamn world. Okay.
as
Okay.
Okay. So B, just ask me if you want me to write one down. Okay. Go.
Go again? The same question?
Oh, was that me? Oh, have you
turn.
ever experienced a social interaction that at the time felt like you wouldn't be able to recover from?
Yes.
Probably.
Oh God. Yes.
Okay. All right, go.
Do you think Supernatural will get a second chance? Yes.
No.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna preface this one going, I don't know anything. That's just my thoughts. I don't want everybody going, well, Briana said facts are. That's not, no, don't trust me. I don't know shit. I live in a bubble.
Yeah. Also, I too have nothing besides my pessimism at the way the trajectory of my career has existed. So, and my lack of faith in the industry.
So was your answer yes or no?
My answer was no.
Okay.
Okay. All
See,
right.
what do we know? What do we fucking know?
But not a fucking thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you, is it my turn?
Yes.
Do you think anyone from the SPN family should be canceled and not asked back to the cons due to their political beliefs? Canceled.
Oh, now may be the time to introduce the you can ask us anything, and sometimes we won't answer. In this case, I'm not going to answer this because my opinion could only be weaponized for a war that is above my pay grade.
And I'm not going to answer it because I would need to extrapolate on the answer. And this is a yes. So this is actually, I feel, not a yes/no question.
Yeah, I feel like, and also, I don't know what people's political beliefs are. I know what I see on the tweets. I used to. I don't go there anymore. But I don't actually know what people's political beliefs are until I sit down and have a conversation with them. So I don't know what anybody's political beliefs are. I know what I see.
Not a terrible question, just like, not a yes/no question.
Just not, just
in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Do you like shopping for clothes? No.
Yes.
All right.
Except I live in the Pacific North. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Okay.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I live in Vancouver in the Pacific Northwest, and there isn't much of my style in the stores here. So I have to shop online, and I'm like, depending on the day, 4 different sizes. And so I like trying on clothes, and I'm lazy. I don't like mailing things back. So it becomes less fun now that everything's online, but I do enjoy style and fashion.
But you also live in Vancouver. I live in the middle of the desert. So it takes me 82 hours to find something that I don't put on my body and go, oh my God, why did I stand in front of a mirror?
Will a goat eat this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Is this you?
Do you think there are too intimate questions people ask?
No.
Sure. But I think it depends on the person answering about what is considered intimate and what is not.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, hold on a second. And that's an option. All right. We just had the release of the USA Olympic outfits, especially for track and field. Would you wear it?
Yeah, if I was like trying to lure a man into bed.
I haven't.
Kim has not seen it, apparently.
I haven't seen it. My life is goats. Okay. And if it wasn't designed for goats, I fucking left everything. I pay no attention to the world. So
Yeah,
I
true.
don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Okay, great. So she will not answer that.
Would I wear it? Only if it would protect me from snake bites and goat horns.
It definitely would not.
It would not. All right, then no.
Not your vagina anyway, or your
Oh.
labia. Anyway, dessert before dinner.
Yes.
Yes, dessert any time of the day. Like,
Yes.
hook a girl up. Okay.
Is podcasting better than TV? I need context to answer that.
No.
Oh, wait, you know what we haven't been
wait, do you
doing
mean
is dragging people. Wait, bring Helen on. Bring Helen on. We need context. We haven't. If Helen has a high hand up, if Helen does not have a high hand up and would not like to engage with this, then
She raised her hand. She's at. Here we go.
Helen.
Come on,
we
Helen.
We haven't been doing our job. We are supposed to bring people in. Where's Helen?
She's coming. Yeah. So we've invited you,
Hi,
Helen.
Helen. There you are. Hello, lovely.
Hi.
I see a picture. I don't hear her yet. Where are you?
There I see a picture. Yeah.
I see the picture because I think I recognize the car in the background.
Yeah. So, hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. How you all doing?
Good.
Thanks for being here.
Context. Podcasting better than TV. Do you mean overall?
Do you
as a
enjoy?
living?
Do you enjoy? I should have yeah, you're right. I should have put some context to it. Do you enjoy podcasting over being on TV? Yes or no?
That also depends on which show and what I'm doing. Because there are definitely some shows I've done in my life that this rocks. There are some other shows I've done in my life that I like because there was lots of fun stuff and they paid me enough so that I didn't have to worry about my mortgage.
That's a fair comment.
And for me, what I love, I just love the art of acting and pretending and playing characters. That I think I love more. But the thing I really strongly dislike about my industry is the lack of autonomy. That most of my industry is about rejection and waiting by the phone.
Yeah.
I don't care for that, but what I love about podcasting is, at least Kim and I's podcast, is that it's just ours. It's literally nobody else's. That means we get paid very little to nothing, but we get to do what we want to do. We don't have anybody going.
That I totally understand. I do 3 different podcast shows. I much prefer doing those to be.
You do? My God. Well, you certainly have the setup there, don't you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It was good
Helen.
to see you. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
All right.
Okay. If they ever invent teleportation, would you actually trust it enough to try it? No.
No.
Ugh, no. But it's
Right.
scary.
Oh,
No.
Kristen, prepare this person. Yes, prepare this person. Are Pop-Tarts considered ravioli? No. Emily, bring
No.
Emily on. Emily.
Oh, I should have known. You can't hide behind your
I was
full
trying
name.
I was trying to I'm like, fucking Emmy's just load her on deck because we are bringing this one in here. Do you consider Pop-Tarts ravioli?
Yeah.
Why?
The argument is, are they either Pop-Tarts or are they either ravioli or calzones?
No, they are a pastry. They don't
different material.
Oh, but the Venn diagram that you have created in your mind around this is too limited. They're not ravioli because ravioli is a pasta that needs to be boiled, and boiled Pop-Tarts would be gross.
I'm just talking about shapes here, though.
See, I need context. Shapes.
You're really invalidating the artists who create pasta.
Yeah.
You know what? You're so right.
Yeah.
How actually, how dare you?
You're so right.
I'm gonna go with, I'm still saying pastry.
Okay. That's a fair answer.
Pastry,
You're
because
so right,
now
though.
we're
You guys
into
should
like,
burn me in the streets for this.
is an eclair a pasta? No, I don't.
No.
Yeah, right.
Now
I'm
I'm so
talking
mad
about-
that I did not bring a snack to this Zoom.
I made everyone want
Instantly.
snacks. That's my bad. You're so
Okay,
right.
I love you, Emmy.
I love you.
Bye, Emmy.
Okay, bye.
Did you poop today? I did.
Yeah. First
Success.
thing in the morning.
Success.
Thank you, magnesium. Would you go back in time if
No.
you could?
No.
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 No, because I also recently have decided that time is not linear. Time is expansive.
Time is a
And
construct.
even if I went back in time, I wouldn't go back in this timeline. Time is that is I would still be going forward in my existence and expansion, and welcome to my brain. So no. Up. Got to prep Rory. Rory's coming in. Do you think it's harder to envision a future for yourself when you're not represented in media, books, TV, movies?
Yes.
This is Rory's coming in, right? Did I make that? Yes. This is I don't know, because I don't know what it's like.
There they are.
Hi, Rory.
Hi, Rory.
I don't know what it's like to see myself represented. So I don't know if it's harder or easier, because the flip side is that means it might have been harder to find myself. But once I found myself, I'm not going to lose myself. You know, I don't have the outside voice of, did I conform to this? Should I conform? That once I was like, oh, there I am. I know who I am. So I think ultimately the question went away. I think that, yes, it's probably harder. I think it's harder, but that doesn't mean it's bad work to have to do. What do you think, Rory?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting perspective. I find small parts of myself in movies now and like TikToks and stuff like that, and it's been so much easier. I feel like it maybe allows me permission to be who I am, but I get what you're saying. Like, I would never change who I am, but I feel like that's part of who I am as a person. And even if I saw myself in movies, I don't think that would change.
No. Yeah.
I think you have to work, from my experience, you have to work harder to try to picture something outside of what societal norms or media has constructed as what your life should look like. And if I go, I want more than that. I want to be more than just that. You have to work so much harder in your brain to like create that life, because you've never seen it demonstrated. That's why I kind of love social media for that. Well, social media can be the devil, I get, but we're gonna move on, Rory. I love you so much.
I love you, Rory.
Obvious,
Okay, we should
as
take
per
like
usual,
4 more
great question.
questions, because as usual, we have blown past
Well,
our 15-minute timeline.
Yes, of course. Let's take a bunch and just like do that.
Okay,
thing.
all right.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
everybody else can relax. You're not going to get pulled in. Okay. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner? No.
No. Experience a platonic partnership. Yes.
Yes. Do you
Do
regret
you
anything
regret
so far in your
anything
life?
so far in your life? No.
No.
Briana, I have all of Kim's shirts and her pins and mug. Are you planning to do any shirts for charity? Me by myself? No. Should some crimes be legal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you ever switch careers?
Yeah,
Ah.
already did.
I've tried so many times. So no. Are we going to see more besides creation? I've taken the PJ party in Vancouver 22, but have become wheelchair disabled since. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are we going to see more besides creation? More?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I
but
mean,
sure.
other conventions, yes.
Other conventions? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you wearing a fidget ring? No.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to teach an elementary class for 1 week? Yes. Was there ever a moment in your career you would love to do again, Kim?
Moment in my career. Yes.
Did you always want to work in the entertainment industry? Yes.
No.
Is that the goat sign in the background?
Yes.
When
would you ladies host a Wayward camp we can all attend? Is Ray? Hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
Would you ladies host a Wayward camp we can all attend? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. When you're at a convention type event, do you put on a false face to get through it? No. Oh, how exhausting would that be?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In what you're saying, I never lie, but I do mask because I am aware that I am there to do a job. What I present is never false, but I do choose what I present. I don't I edit myself. So I never lie. I never fake that I'm happy to see people. I never walk backstage and I'm like, damn, fucking asshole. No, but I do sometimes shine brighter than I feel because I am there to be of service, not to be served. All right.
That's great.
All right. 2 more.
Werewolves are more dangerous than vampires. Yes or no? Yes. Quick.
No.
Would you love to lend your voice to a puppet show if someone else is a puppeteer? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Are you afraid of being that platinum will damage your hair? Yes.
It did. It broke it all off. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I look like an anime character.
This woman has been bald before, so
yeah, that's what I said. I was like, the worst that could happen is it all falls out. I don't fucking care. All right. And would I consider visiting the zoo you work at to meet some cool animals? Yes. All right. Stop. Okay, stop. It's already been 22 minutes. We're never gonna. I hope you all are planning on being here all day. We're going to. Yes. Do you think going to concerts, conventions is self-care? Yes. Do you think there's an afterlife? Sure. Do you have a secret talent? No. I'm open about everything.
I thought we were stopping.
I know. Okay. So the questions that we both were like, ooh, 1, go back to school or no as an adult. So I think it would be interesting to talk about how do we continue to educate ourselves as grownups and how that's shifted in life. Have you ever been in a social environment that you thought you would not recover from? You said yes, and I don't remember what I said. And then, are there such things as questions that are too intimate? And you said yes, and I said no. Are any of those things?
What was the second one?
Have you ever experienced a social interaction that you thought you would not recover from?
I also put the representation in media because we started chatting about that, but
okay. That's also a totally viable question. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we ask them to vote?
Sure. Yeah.
You can respond.
What do you guys want to hear? This is your show.
Yeah. So your options are going back to school, recovering from unrecoverable social situations, intimate questions, or representation. Okay, Charlie, I need you to help recover from school, social, intimate questions, recover, intimate questions, social situations, school. There's a representation, social, and school. Interesting. Social, representation, intimate questions, social situations, recovering from social. That seems to be.
Yeah. That one is like recovering from awkward social. Do we have the actual question?
Yes.
I don't want to misquote it.
I can grab it for you.
Okay. Yes, please. We also would like to know who gave it to us.
Yes. So Bridget Parker asked, have you ever experienced a social interaction that at the time felt like you wouldn't be able to recover from?
Okay. Please, Bridget, after we have talked a lot, if your hand is raised, we will be bringing you back in to follow up on what we discussed. Just so
her hand is raised. So
great. Okay.
Great.
So Bridget, not right now, but later on, we will come back in to talk to you. Okay. Hello, Briana Buckmaster.
Hello, Kim Rhodes.
How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to my office / studios / guest room / Jose's closet.
You are, we're back in the closet, sort of.
Oh, I wish.
You're fucking adorable. I love your hair so much.
Oh,
I love
look
your
who's
face
talking.
so much.
I can't. Every time you post a picture of yourself on Instagram, I'm like, is that my wife?
Yes.
How lucky am I?
Yes, I decided I quit. I decided to quit trying to conform. I just was spending, I'm sorry, Tanisa. I did that thing. I was spending all of my time trying to fix my hair. So I liked it. And then I decided that what I really needed was to find $10,000 for a facelift. And I went, do you really need a facelift so that you don't hate your hair anymore? Or do you just want to not have this hair? And I said, well, but what I really want is to look like an anime character, and then no one will ever hire me for a television job again. And then I said, but no one's hiring you for a television job anyway. Why don't you just make yourself happy? And so then I went in and bleached my hair white.
The only thing I see a very talented stylist in Vancouver named Chris Weber. He's a very good friend of mine. And every time I go in there, I want to do something different. And I used to dye my hair pink all the time. It was temporary. It was fun. But again, like Vancouver is very different than LA. Like I audition every other day. So I'm constantly auditioning, and you have to not have, for the most part, not have pink hair. Every once in a while you get one of those. But more so is like every time I change my hair, I need to get new headshots. But you luckily have a very talented headshot photographer, very close to you.
And he works for Sexual Favors. That's nice. I'm married to him, people. It's my husband.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to be married to him. Hey, man, exchanges are exchanges.
Well, I mean, people, however, know that I'm married. So if I'm saying that I'm paying for my headshots with Sexual Favors, I would like to clarify that's my husband.
Sure. Yeah,
that's my husband.
Her husband, very talented photographer. Who actually, shout out to Travis, took the photo that is our icon for the podcast.
For the Wayward Podcast.
I love that photo so much.
And thank you, Momentus, for hosting this event. We are with Momentus today. If you're listening to us and not seeing our fabulous hairs, the haars, it means that I have downloaded the sound and managed to make it blippy blip. But we are being hosted today by Momentus, and we did, as we do with live podcasts, we asked for yes/no questions, and Ben gave us the question that we are going to be discussing today. And today, Ben asked us if there has ever been a social interaction that went so pear-shaped that we thought we would never recover from it. And Briana said, yes, wait, our moderator, have you ever experienced a social interaction that at the time felt like you wouldn't be able to recover from? Briana said yes. And I said no, but probably because my memory is poor. So
you said no. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really? That surprises me, Kim Rhodes.
I know. Well,
and that makes me very proud of you.
That's why I want to talk about this, because I thought I would never. So tell me yours, and then I'll discuss. It's not necessarily a good thing. I will tell you the state of mind that I have had for most of my life,
right?
Which made me say that.
Yeah, I think that I find that surprising because in what I know of our friendship, often I'm the one that's always like, fuck it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And you're the one that's going, will there be glass at the bottom of the cliff? You know what I mean? Like, you're the one that thinks things through a little bit more. And I'm usually the one that's a bit more impulsive.
Yes.
But I am an anxious overthinker, and I do hyperfixate. I overthink more. I'm now learning about myself. I overthink more than many people do.
Isn't it lovely to discover the assumptions we make about other people's brains and sometimes are incorrect assumptions? I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange realization when you just go, nobody goes through the world like that. Not nobody, but
most typical people.
You'll hear me not using the word normal, because I don't think that word should really exist. But Yeah. So I'm thinking of one exchange. There are so many, and I'm sure as we go through this conversation, I will think of more and more and more. But I'm thinking of one exchange. I can get specific. You guys don't know these fucking people. That haunts me. I don't know why it haunts me. It's not even that big of a deal, but it just reminds me of a kind of person that I was and how I used to move through the world and how I don't anymore. I remember being at a show, going to a play and running into an actor that I knew. So I live in Vancouver now. I used to live in Edmonton, and a lot of actors in Canada kind of shift cities to, you know, where they want to produce work, especially theater actors. So this is a theater actor I knew for years and years and years in Edmonton when I was younger. And then I saw him at a play in here in Vancouver, and he introduced me to, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or his fiance or his wife. And I said something that I think I said often. And it went over in different ways, depending who I said it to. I said, oh my gosh, she's really pretty. Good for you. And it didn't go over well. And it was the first time that a man had gone to me when I thought I was paying him a compliment. This is a complex, but
it's okay. I love it. And I just want to support you in this moment by saying my response to this question is also going to indicate a journey. And I love that here on this podcast, we are willing to talk about aspects of who we were that were created out of defensiveness or out of instincts,
survival,
that no service. Yes. And so when you talk about this, I am supporting you, and I am reminding people that these are not choices you would make today because of some of this discomfort. So,
no, and that's what's kind of great about it is like I don't feel like telling this story, I don't feel it represents me, but it is one of these things that it was a turning point for me, because I was like, why did he react so poorly to that? I was paying him a compliment. And I can't, it's one of the, and it was probably fucking 15 years ago. Like, it was so long ago. But it now, as I replay this moment in my head, I am reminded of how much I used to move through the world in a very misogynist and internalized misogynistic way, because it served me and helped me survive in a patriarchal world where this is the way men talk to other men. And so I thought that by also talking in this way, I would be able to move through the world a little more easily. And it was only this one time where a man who was, I don't remember him being particularly evolved, not certainly when I knew him in Edmonton. And maybe that's why his reaction caught me off guard. But his reaction, and maybe it's because she was there and I was saying it in front of her, it was not good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like, go fuck yourself. He was just like, and for those of you who can't see my face, he was just like curious, like he was very confused as why a woman would be saying this thing. Where I think I had said something like that to men before, and always was reached with a, I know, right? Like a kind of like, yeah, look at her, she's so hot, or whatever it was.
Yeah, she is an extension of who I am. Thank you for appreciating that.
Exactly. And then maybe even a woman who maybe had to move through the world in a similar way that I was choosing to in that moment was going, oh my God, thank you so much. Like it's so much to unpack in this one little moment. But it does haunt me, but not in a way where I shame myself or I feel ashamed. I know why I was acting that way. And I think up even until like a few years ago, even in the convention circuit, I think of moments where I was like, oh, you are really just trying to survive, Bree. You know what I mean? And I have much compassion for that version of myself. But I do think about it a lot, as in just in a very universal global way of like how many women are having to move through the world in this way just to feel included.
Yeah, we're speaking, we assume because there is a dominant language that our job is to learn to speak the language.
Yes.
As opposed to perhaps introducing another dialect.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting. Now, at the time,
Mhm.
because the question is specifically at the time, did you not think you would recover from that? Like, were you mortified enough to be like, I have been irrevocably changed by this interaction?
I was not. At the time, I think I was very befuddled. Is that a word?
Yes, I like that word.
I think I was very like, that was weird. Like, why did he seem mad? That was strange. Like, I was confused because it was like the first time that I'd ever had a man be like, how come you're such a misogynist? And I'm like, no, I'm a woman, so I'm a feminist.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's not.
Yeah,
how
I'm
that
admiring
works.
her. I'm giving her
Yes.
a compliment.
Yeah, I'm admiring the way she looks.
In a very misogynistic way.
Exactly. I'm like, she's attractive, so good for you. And I'm not even acknowledging her. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's the one that instantly came to mind because it still haunts me a little bit.
Okay, so in that, while we're talking about things we wish we'd done that burned, so for me, what I'm thinking of something is something that when I did it, I remember it's like the emotional equivalent of being like, oh fuck, I'm skidding off the road now. Like, I think it's going to be fun to gun it into this corner. And that moment where I'm like, oh, going into the ditch, bad choice. And at that time, so the feeling that's coming up for me is that it burned me irrevocably and changed me. But it was a lesson that was so important. And and this is, if possible, this is along the lines of something you're saying of like, wow, that is not. I thought I was allowed, because I was a very funny friend, to use the N-word. And I remember the last time that word came out of my mouth and I made a joke and everyone pretended I had not said it. It was a very loud, and I remember, like, even now I can feel like my mouth, like it's so wrong energetically that it feels like I'm burning myself. And as it went out, I just was like, oh no, never. And the beautiful thing about burning yourself on the stove is that now you know it's fucking hot. Here's why you don't. And so when I give the suggestion that we not use that word, that it is steeped in racism and that it can be reclaimed only by people who have the right to reclaim it, and that as a cis white woman making the assumption I am allowed access to something simply because it pleases me is perpetuating damage. It was worth it to burn myself.
Well, this is what I was going to say. Like, I don't know that every interaction can be like this, because some of them are, I'm trying to think of like very simpler reactions. Like when somebody says, have a good flight, and you say, you too. But it's like, somebody working at Jamba Juice or something, at the airport. So those kinds of things haunt me as well, because I am an overthinker.
So those may be, I don't know. Again, we'll bring Ben in to find out what they were specifically discussing. But the other reason now I want to go back to what my initial reaction to this, because I said, no, I haven't. And you were like, good for you. No, because recovery,
no, not good for me.
No, not good for me, because the concept of recovery implies that recovery is possible. And I spent so much of my life being like, no, I am irrevocably broken. And so anytime I had a social exchange that reminded me I was irrevocably broken, instead of thinking I'll never recover from this, that presumes that recovery is even an option. Every time I had those interactions where I was like, oh, I'm wrong, I'm broken, I don't fit, I'm stupid, I'm trying too hard, I'll never get it. my reaction wasn't, I'll never recover from this. My reaction was, oh, no, that scans. I deserve to die.
So I relate to this in a very similar way, and I want to know where you land with this all now. But
Okay.
I feel like in a similar way, when I was younger, I used to really live by the phrase, I am who I am. Like deal with it kind of thing. And now I definitely live more by, I appreciate a note. Like I'm very particular about who I surround myself with. I surround myself with people who are gentle, but also quick to remind me of what my greater version of myself is when I am out of integrity. But I used to very much just like, I found it very comforting to be,
defiant.
Yeah, defiant, but also like, how dare you try to change me kind of thing. Like, this is who I am. And now I don't. Now I find myself to be a little more like water. Not a lot. Like I am older now. And when you're older, you get to go, I have lived experience to teach me about what serves me, my loved ones, my future. But now I know that that's a little more malleable in a healthy way. I'm not codependent on anybody. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm just like, I'm interested in more information. Having more information opens up the world to me. And so if I have a social interaction now that is uncomfortable, I can sit with it in a way that's less shameful. And I can go, first of all, I go, why does that bother me? Why am I bothered? Why is it because something like this happened when I was young and that person was a dick and I'm triggered, I'm traumatized, I'm triggered from my trauma? Or is it because I'm being taught something new and that's also uncomfortable? Just like building muscle in your body.
Yes.
It hurts.
Yes.
Like your muscles hurt when they grow. So when people shy away from the discomfort of learning new information, I'm always like, oh, you're too comfortable with comfort. They don't want to feel, oh, it's so uncomfortable learning new information.
I mean, because I think you're bringing up again that like instincts that served me once, as I expand, no longer serve me. So that was the best I could do at the time, and it got me here. So it was right for me then. It was what I needed to do. But the discomfort, I will sit in the hell I know rather than risk walking to a heaven I've never seen. And now that I am moving, expressing willingness and just a lot of things that ultimately I had to, it was like, no, you're going to burn up. You're going to stop existing. You need to surrender, let go or be dragged. Surrender, evolve or die. Like that's the truth, is I can grow or die. And I said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to die. And then I started risking progress and discovering that it actually was more comfortable, but I still have that old programming of stick to what's worked. Stick to what you know. Generally, and also, I don't know if all of our audience knows this, but a few years ago, I was finally diagnosed. I am autistic and I have ADHD. So that was also a great deal. I was such a high masker that self-preservation required me assuming that the way you communicate is correct and the way I'm communicating is incorrect. And actually what it is I'm neurodivergent and I'm trying to ascribe to neurotypical ideals. And now that is feeling so much better. I've even said, I think you were there when I did the thing I always do, which is, oh, now I'm oversharing. Now we're talking about coffee and I have somehow brought it into sexual trauma and, oh, that's not what we're doing. But now instead of collapsing in, I did it wrong, I broke the room, I'm a horrible person and I don't deserve to exist, I go, and I just made it uncomfortable for everybody. You're welcome. And then I walk away and let people have their feelings. Because that's the second side of this is in a social interaction, what tended to be the most devastating for me was the other person having their experience. And now I'm like, oh, you're having an experience to me. Okay. Well,
Yeah. Where we used to kind of go, your experience is my responsibility. And now I'm old enough to go, you're learning right now. I'm going to leave you to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like, was I authentic? Was I as kind as I can be? Was I taking care of myself, or was I trying to adjust you to make me feel okay? All right. Well, well, you go right ahead and have your experience then. Glad I could facilitate that.
Yes. Yeah.
Here
comes Ben.
Here comes Ben. Yes.
What up?
Yes. Hold on a sec. Oh, we can do the afterwards. Let's bring Ben on. Ben, are you comfortable being part of the podcast?
Of the recording?
Of the chatting part?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Here we go.
Yes. Hello. Oh, it's you. It's my smush your face. Hi.
Don't do it, Kim. They need their face.
Smush your face. I love your face. So did we address your question first of all?
Yes, and it's actually interesting. I typed my question wrong and it was supposed to be experienced as social rejection, but I feel like you two both understood what I was trying to, what the question was supposed to be, which was, I love when you can answer something in a way that, or ask a question and people may not understand the exact phrasing, but they understand the intent behind the question.
Yeah, so we answered the question that you did not ask.
Yes.
I just high-fived myself.
Yay for us. Do you have any follow-up information that you would like? And thank you for that question.
Yeah, so one of the big things, I took a page from Roy's book. I have a note on my phone so that I can, if I think of questions, I can be like, hey, next time on a podcast, I have a list. But one of the big things is I feel like there are a lot of us in the supernatural fandom that have gone through stuff with other fans or maybe with the cast themselves and had an experience where they're like, how do I continue to interact in this fandom space? Or how can I go back to another convention and look at this actor and be like, last time I saw you, it didn't go well for me. It was probably fine for you, but can I go back and interact with them again and be like, I'm getting over my perceived rejection, specifically with a cast, because that's not how conventions work, but my perceived rejection of that interaction and from that cast member, and go back and try again and see.
I love how you say perceived rejection.
Yes. Yeah.
That's very smart.
Yeah. And that is, so I like to start by validating your experience. If you perceive rejection, you have experienced rejection. There is no amount of facting that is going to undo that emotional experience. So if people are like, well, these are the facts and you probably didn't, and the first thing I do with perceived rejection is I comfort and console the part of me that feels wrong, that feels that I no longer have access to love that I want. I am the source of all love. All love. I am the source. It is anything I perceive loving me is a reflection of myself. So I go into little Kim and I go, oh, sweetheart. Oh, babe, I'm just going to sit with you right now. And I cry and I eat chocolate and I tell Briana that I feel like a fucking idiot. And Briana tells me I'm still pretty and smart and funny. And I go towards where the love is reflected, first of all. I comfort myself. And then I have to say, they are welcome to reject me. They are welcome to their experience of me, because you know what? Their experience of me, just like my experience of them, has nothing to do with them. It is a reflection of the love in my heart. Their experience of me has nothing to fucking do with me. Do I make people uncomfortable? Yeah. Is it really me making them uncomfortable, or am I bringing up something that maybe they don't want to look at? It's that. It's not me. It's their perception of me. So then I am much better able to say, you're welcome to your experience. Like we were just saying, you are welcome to your experience of me, because I know it's not actually me you're experiencing. But that is a rocky, long fucking road of practicing that shit on a daily fucking basis and being patient with myself when I don't achieve it. So
You'll always hear, we've talked about this at the PJ parties that we do at conventions a lot. And I won't go deeply into it, because as Kim mentioned, your experience is your experience and we're not going to invalidate that. But the actors at the conventions are not judging anybody. We are so deeply grateful for everybody. But I recognize that when you say, this is how I feel, that is how you feel. And feelings, as we know, are not facts. But the muscle to come to yourself and come to your own heart first when you feel shame is a daily grind. It is a habit that you have to constantly work on, because it is important to surround yourself with people like Kim and I have each other. We were just talking yesterday about how we would disintegrate into dust if we did not have each other in this life. But we first always have ourselves. We cannot escape ourselves. We will always be there. And if you can make yourself your greatest ally, you'll be invincible. If you can experience social situations like you're discussing and go, oh, ow, owie, ow. And then, as Kim mentioned, sit with yourself and go, hey, you're okay. Look, you're still here. The sun's still shining. And doesn't make that to invalidate how you're feeling. Just goes, this is just a way to get through it, because you are going through this life together. And when you can surround yourself with people who go, yeah, you're actually pretty great. I know you know that somewhere in there, but I'm just here to be a healthy reflection when your eyes are a little blurry. And that's why you surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Ben. Yep. And did we solve the world? Did we solve world problems?
Always.
I think so too.
As we mentioned before we started this, we are scientists. We don't know how to work Zoom. Nope. We don't know how to answer questions eloquently.
Nope.
We don't know how to do what we're told, but hear it from me first. We are scientists.
So much scientificaling going on.
We are so scientisty.
So much. This sciencing is sciencey today. So yeah, I think we've scienced the fuck out of life.
Do you know what? Let's get a t-shirt that says, I scienced the fuck out of life.
I scienced the fuck out of life. I know some people. I'll talk to them.
Okay,
oh, yay. I love you, Briana Buckmaster.
I love you, Kim Rhodes.
Okay, now we have to do sometimes, because y'all hear us start the podcast with sometimes, but we don't actually know what we're gonna say. So now we go back and say sometimes you think you won't recover from a social interaction.
Yeah.
But you realize, oh fuck.
Like you realize you always you're always there, or has like, it could either have something to do with like you're always there to back you up, or it's always an opportunity to become a better version of yourself or something like that.
Yeah.
Guys, I want you to know I never have anything to do with these. Kim always I just be quiet or I do a funny dance and then Kim thinks it up because it's her brain at work.
Sometimes. Okay, so what's the opposite of recover? But you don't just, oh, there we go. Okay, sometimes you have an interaction that you think, sometimes you have a social interaction you think you might not recover from. But you find out you not only recover, you become better. You find out if you allow the experience, because you don't mean just for you, but for other people as well. So sometimes you'll have a social interaction that you think
sometimes you'll have a social interaction that you don't think you'll recover from.
But you realize if you allow the experience, you don't just recover, everyone becomes better.
Okay, let's do it again.
Well, we did it though. Oh,
God damn it. Okay, sorry. I didn't know we were doing it. Okay,
I was like, ready? We're doing it. We're doing the thing. Oh my God. We're doing it with no condom.
Sorry,
okay.
sorry.
We just about raw dogged that intro.
God damn it. First time for everything.
All right, that's okay. Okay, go.
Sometimes you think you'll have a social interaction that you don't think you'll recover from.
Too many things. Sometimes you think you have a social interaction you don't think you'll recover from.
Sometimes you have a social interaction you don't think you'll recover from.
But you realize if you allow the experience, everyone not just recovers, but is better for it. This is the Wayward Podcast. I don't like what I said. I had too many words. Okay, you did it great. I'll cut it together.
Also, I don't know if we can we do it at the same time over Zoom?
I don't know.
You do it.
Okay. But what is it that you realize if you just allow the experience, you don't just recover, everyone's better. Oh, but you realize if you allow the experience, you don't just recover, everyone's better. This is the Wayward Podcast. This is the Wayward Podcast. This is the
Wayward
Codpiece.
This is the Wayward Cocksuck. This is the Wayward Cucumber Bowl. And Charlie's like, I am firing these bitches. They are out of here.
We're scientists
again.
We're so good.
This is the Wayward Cockpiece. Yes. Okay.
So also that is the other because we don't always share the train wreck portion of our podcast that we record live. So this is another reason that we let you pay money for a live podcast, because it turns out to be a cocksuck.
In the best way, consentful, like candles are lit, like it's fun for everyone involved, right? Charlie's just left the camera.
Charlie turned his camera off.
It's the kind of cocksack we all would want to pay for.
All right. Okay. I feel bad. There we go. See, so we wrapped it up. And the other thing, just because occasionally I would glance at the chat, and I'm not sure if this got resolved. I love but I do want to work back around and say, if we do not answer a question, it is never because your question was wrong. Ever. Also, we see things from different perspectives, but we always assume your intention is good. You are loved, and we want you to be here. So if anybody didn't get their question addressed, or if there was one that we didn't answer, I want to be very clear. You are perfect and good and loved, and your question wasn't wrong. It just has ramifications that maybe we are aware of that you might not be. I was not in any way indicating that you had malevolent intentions.
No. I loved all of the questions.
Yeah. So just so you know, for everybody that we didn't get to this, that we did. All right. There you go. All right.
Yay,
now fuck off. Now go away.
Wait, what a way to close that out. Love you, love everything. Fuck off. That's good signing off. First of all, that was an amazing topic. Great questions. we've all been there. We've all had some version of that. So it was great to hear how you guys parse that all out. So everybody, so we've got meet and greets coming up now. I also want to be kind to Tanisa, who's just had to sign cocksuck for like 20 minutes, and let her go be with her family on a Saturday.
And explain to them what she had to just go through.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye, T. So we'll be moving on to meet and greets now. So if everybody could exit the vehicle,